Hi, everybody. So another keyword research video today. I've noticed my videos are so long. I need to make them shorter somehow, but I'm not sure how. Like when I do the keyword research, it goes fast, like 10 minutes and I'm done. But when I need to explain everything that I'm doing, it takes longer. Anyway, this time I'm going to do the research on the plants trackers, plants identifiers niche. There is another video that I'm talking about how not to do keyword research. And there is an example of a developer that of a specific app, a plants app that has one of the most popular keyword research videos on YouTube. So he's showing his method of doing keyword research, which is at all not a keyword research. And so, I mean, I said that I'm going to do a video specifically about its app and, show you how you can do a real keyword research using my tool. So this also going to be a demo video for the tool because I've added another feature to the tool, another enrichment feature to the tool that gives additional layer of important and popular keywords. So because of this is going to be in the demo. So let's start. So we were talking about this app. Okay, I mean, you see the level of the app. It doesn't matter. The guy has like tens of apps, so he probably, I don't know what is he doing, whatever. This app, okay, obviously it's not a successful app. We see 3 screenshots. I mean, we see how they look. It doesn't matter. What's matter is the keyword research because he went with Plant Tracker, and I don't think that this is a good choice for a new app. And we're gonna see why. One more thing, the category. It's important to choose the right category. And if you don't know the category, you need to look in which categories are your competitors. And if you don't know, by the way, you can go to the keyword research tool. You could do the niche flow. And for example, we know it's about plants, so we're going to type plant. And we see that all the plant niches are either in education, either in lifestyle. We have just, games because of the zombies, we have just, I think, 2 in food and drink, but this is a different thing. 1 in utilities, that's it. So educational lifestyle. If you want to appear in similar apps, and you might also like section, you can go to my app visibility checker and see if you appear. If you want to increase your chances to appear in the you might also like section of other apps, you need to be in their apps categories. Okay, it's not the only thing. It doesn't guarantees that you're going to appear there. But if you don't have enough traffic, you're a new app and you're in a different category, I mean, this is almost impossible. So choose the category where your competitors are at, especially if you're a Me Too product. I mean, what's the point? It's not going to give you any advantage to choose a different category. Okay, choose the category where your competitors are at. Usually there is 1 or 2 categories like that. Pick the one as the primary and the other as secondary. That's it. Let's do the keyword research. So there are videos that I do the niche flow, but let's do the app flow because we have the app. So let's take the app ID. Sorry, we're taking the app ID. We're putting it in here. Okay. Now we see the app is in the category, in the reference category, but we know we just did the check. We know it's not a relevant category. So I'm unchecking this. I'm putting lifestyle and education because this is where I want to look for competitors. Find competitors. Let's give it a second. Good. We see the competitors. Let's start picking up to 10. I think everything here is relevant. This is not Plant. So everything that with Plant I've picked, and that's it. I'm moving next. Now similar apps. Let's give it a second. It's going to find us similar. It's not going to find it. It's just going to take the similar apps that are in here for the app, and we will be able to choose from there. Okay, good. So now let's pick. We can pick up to 7. Everything that is mushroom scan. Okay, fine. Mushroom, interesting. Tick and tick is not plant identifier, plant body, plant identification. Okay. Next step is that we're gonna get the target our app keywords. So plant app, plant tracker, seek plant. Okay, everything is relevant. Continue. Now we're gonna get keywords extracted from the list of apps that we chose from the match, the keyword matches and the similar apps. Now I'm unchecking everything that I think is irrelevant or too broad. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do it fast. Okay, but that's what I'm doing. I don't want advice. I don't want AI. Picture is too broad. Care is too broad. Care advice, care guide, diagnostics, reminders, disease, doctors, expert AI. Too broad for aging, fungus, guide, identification. Okay. Okay. So the long tails are more likely to stay, but everything that is short tail, like identifiers, is too ID scanner, it's too identification. Okay, identify. Just too general. Identify flyers. Okay, leaf AI, mushroom, pigs, picture. Or obviously, plant is relevant. Okay. Names of apps. You can leave them. You can remove them. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Scanner, seed finder, snap plant, sprouts to general tree picks. Okay. Weather reminder, water reminder. I mean, water reminder is not only about plants, but again, a keyword research needs to be somewhat broad, obviously, because from there you can, pick the relevant stuff. No way to avoid irrelevant keywords that are going to pollute the research, but this is how keyword research is done. Next step, now we're going to check who are the apps that are ranked in the top 10 positions for the keyword that we choose, and the most repeated apps, we're going to choose them and we're going to extract keywords also from them. I just want to remind why this step is important, because one of the things that you're getting from the keyword research is a competitive landscape. So you're going to get a report with different apps that compete in your niche and see how many reviews, ratings they have, how many reviews per year, how many screenshots they're using, do they use a preview video or not. All these big report with the map and the chart, and you want it to be relevant. So it's important to pick more apps at this step, and you see that most of the times they're going to be very relevant. So, and these are apps that we didn't choose before, and I see they're relevant to the niche, to whatever we want to compete in. So I'm marking them as well. I think I can pick 10 apps. 10. Okay, that's it. And moving next to the next step. The next step, I'm going to extract keywords from their app titles. I'm going to do the same thing as I did before, okay, because we want to find relevant keywords. So everything that I think is too broad or or not relevant, I'm going to remove. Picture this is the name of the niche leader, so I'm going to keep it. Now, this is the new step. So continue to step 7, and we have keyword enrichment. So, Apple Ads publishes every month the most searched keywords in the App Store per country, per category, and there are something like 30,000 keywords. So everybody gets the list. I get the list. I do the check if the keywords that we chose are matching the keywords in the list that Apple publishes, right? And if they are, I'm gonna show you in here for which keyword you match, okay? So if there's a match, by the way, the match for extraction, so I extract the keywords from the Apple's list, okay? So it's a good quality match. And you get this report. So obviously the word plant has the most matches, and if you click on it, it's gonna show you exactly which ones are matched. So what you can do is you can uncheck what's irrelevant, but I think I don't know. I think in most cases it's going to be pretty relevant, so there's no need to check. But I mean, every case is specific. So if you check the keyword that is not relevant before, like for example, I would check AI in here, I would get so many, things here that I wouldn't want. So AI going to be not relevant. But because I did it, I did a good job, in my presentation just before in the demo. So I know I have only relevant things in here. Okay, this is why it's important to uncheck things that are irrelevant or too broad, because then you're going to get also the enrichment is going to be too broad. Okay, you want the keyword research to be broad, but somewhat broad. Don't want it to be too broad. So plants, I mean, I'm going to leave everything. By the way, you can uncheck the main keyword, like the source keyword is going to uncheck everything, or you can keep it checked and just uncheck single things that you don't want. Okay, but I'm going to keep everything. I think everything here is pretty interesting and relevant. And going on to the next step, final keyword map. It's going to build us the map. We're going to look at it. I'm going to tell you what you have there, and we're going to move to metadata optimization. All right, so we need to give it a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and then I'm going to create you the map. 479 keywords. So you get the keyword, you get the source. Source, it means where did we extract it from. So we have the target, our app, the target app, the list of competitors, the list of ranked apps, or we have the enrichment that we did, or the last one is the suggestions coming from Apple search engine. We have branding, which is likely branded or likely generic. Why likely? Because I don't know for sure. It has maybe 70% accuracy. I did something to improve it, so maybe it's more, maybe 75% accuracy these days. But again, it's not 100%. I'm going to show you in the next step why you can use it for, because if you want to, for example, if you want to filter out or you want to, look only at generic for your own reasons, so you can do this. Search as popularity score, it is here. You can export this as in CSV and do with it whatever you want. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you are a professional ASO guy, ASO practitioner or girl, doesn't matter, if you're practicing ASO, you have a lot of things that you can do with this. You can take it to your ASO intelligence tool and run all the checks in there to get your updated search as popularity scores, because mine are not updated for today. I get it from Apple once a month. So I don't know really for sure, what is the search as popularity score today. Obviously, if there is seasonalities, these things can change. So you can take it to your ASO intelligence tool. And I mean, if you don't do this, if you're not practicing in ASO, if you're an app developer, this is good enough. What you need to know, the research is good enough. The search ads popularity score is good enough. If it has a high score today, it means that it has a high score most of the time. Yes, there are fluctuations, seasonalities, but if they are strong, if there are strong fluctuations, it would also make sense. So you would understand that if this is March Madness, for example, the keyword is March Madness, you understand that, if we are in August, it's less relevant, right? So you understand these kind of things. You need to know that there is seasonality, but the fluctuation is maybe 20, 30, 40%, no more. So if it has a lot of high search popularity above 20, I mean, that's good for a niche. Obviously 20 is not a lot, but for a niche, it is very good. And if it doesn't have any as such as popularity, there is a good chance that this keyword is not going to be the most important, the most popular. Okay, it doesn't mean it doesn't have traffic at all. It might have, but it's probably not going to have 50 or something. But in any way, if you do use some ASO intelligence tool, you can take this, you can import into the tool, and it will give you the tools analysis for the search ads popularity. Now you have these tables that I analyze the entire research, and I just extract keywords from the research, and I look at single word keywords. So the word plant repeats the most amount of times in the research, and it's used in the title. So if you do the app flow, so you're going to know if it's used in the title or the subtitle. Two-word extraction, like plant identifier, is the most repeated. 2 words extract, NLP I'm going to just explain what it is. Most repeated 2-word keyword and 3-word keywords as well. Now, NLP extraction is that I have 2 ways to extract. So one is an NLP with an NLP extraction tool. The tool that I use is Yake. And one is just simple extraction, just without NLP. Now, when it's within NLP, it means that there is a tool that has some kind of rules, and he knows like when words have meanings, and it's a more like there's better quality in here. So 18 times Plant Identifier was extracted within NLP, and 65 without. Okay, so these lists are more like the NLP extractions are more like higher quality, but for single word extractions, there is a problem with the NLP tools. So use the simple extraction for the single word. Okay, and by the way, you can choose a keyword in here, like for example, plant disease identifier, and if you click on it, it's going to open you the live search results, and you can see who ranks for this, how many ratings they have, what do they use in the up title, etc. Okay, now the competitive landscape. Here are all the apps that we choose. We can see the average scores, reviews, how many screenshots they use, do they have preview video, or no. And below, if you did the app flow and not the niche flow, you're going to see your app against the average. Okay, so obviously this app is not in a good position, but I mean, at least you could see, for example, screenshots. You need to use probably at least 5. The average is 7. Preview video, no one is using, so probably you shouldn't as well. But I mean, this is what you get. And then you have the map with average rating, total reviews, and the size of the bubble are the reviews per year. So as I said, you can export the research, do your own analysis on it, or you can move to the next step, which is the metadata optimization. So you can click here and move to the next step, and this is exactly what we're going to do. So in here, first of all, you see you can paste your own keyword research. So it can also work the other way around. If you bring your keyword research from another tool, you can use this part of the tool, the metadata optimization, in order to come up with the best title and up title. And I'm going to show you how you can do this. Now, if you came from the keyword research process and clicked on metadata optimization, you don't need to add anything in here. Everything is already analyzed here below. But again, you can add your own CSV with these columns, and it's going to analyze your own keyword research that you prepared yourself. Now, these are the same keywords. Our goal is to pick up to 30 that we are most interested in, and those keywords are going to go for a deeper analysis. So we have some filters. First of all, search as popularity filter. So if you don't want to look at keywords without search popularity, that's okay. Maybe you do want to look at them. For this example, we won't, and I want to look only at 6 and above. I would also like to only look at generic. And here is a regex field when you can regex things. You don't know what it is, you don't know how to use it. I also don't. ChatGPT knows. So for example, I prepared this in advance. I paste it in here. It means that don't show me keywords that has zombie or free, because I don't want to look at zombie, because zombie came from Plants vs. Zombies, which is kind of game. So there are a lot of suggestions with it. I just want to clear it out. And I don't want to look at anything that is free, because I'm not going to compete on anything that is free. So I don't care about it. I do want to look at everything that has plant, tree, identify, or let's see, sick or disease or diagnose or mushroom. Like, you don't need to add the whole word, just parts of it are okay. Flower, okay. That's it. Now I have this list. I'm going to sort it out by the most popular keyword, and I'm going to pick the ones that I'm interested in to further analyze. So let's go. Plant, flower identifier, plant care. You know what? I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get back to you when it's ready. All right, so I checked 30 keywords that were the most interesting for me to check. I found them the most relevant to the niche, and I want to run a difficulty check on them. Okay, so what we get in the difficulty check? So we get the list of the keywords, the keywords that we're checking. We have their search as popularity score that we know. We have title optimization, which is a score between 0 to 1, but it's determined on the amount of apps that use this keyword in their app title. And if you hover over here, so you're going to get the exact match, broad or partial match. You can go to other videos. I explain what each means, but it's pretty easy to understand. Exact match is when the word is the keyword is directly and completely repeated in the app title. And obviously you don't want to compete for keywords where you have more than 2 or 3 exact matches, because it pretty much means that this keyword is already taken, especially if these are big apps with a lot of reviews. You're going to find it very difficult to catch up with. Competitors, it takes the 50 apps, the top 50 apps ranked for this keyword, and it checks if they use this app in their app title, not necessarily exactly, but just if it's possible to extract this keyword from their app title. So it's enough for the keyword to be extracted with an NLP tool, and then it means that you have so many apps that compete for the specific keyword, and you want this number to be as low as possible. Average amount of reviews for the apps that are ranked in the top 10 results. Now, the average is the average, right? So, I mean, it's a question also of, how many apps have, not a lot of reviews, because we have in this niche, we have like an app, I think Picture This, the name of the app. So they have like more than 1,000,000 reviews. So obviously it inflates the average, but the average is the average, So take it with a grain of salt, but these are pretty high numbers generally. Rating and the difficulty score, which is calculated based on all of these different parameters, and it's a score from between 0 to 10, when 0 is the least competitive keyword and 10 is the most competitive keyword. So I'm sorting this from the lower to the highest, and let's see. So identify weeds. This is the interesting. Only one exact match, but identify flowers, no exact matches. So good start. Identify plants, a lot of traffic, no exact match in the title. Now, if you click through, you're going to see the live search results, and you see that nobody's using it. Identify plants in the subtitle of In a Naturalist and in the subtitle of this app, but nobody's using it in the title. And the title is much more, it's a stronger place to use a keyword, right? Like Apple weights the keyword you use in the app title more than in the subtitle, right? But nobody wants to use it. I think we can understand why, because it starts with identify a note with a plant, and everybody here wants that the first word to be plant, which can be important for conversion rate. But I'm not sure if first of all, if your app name starts with a plant, like planty something, okay, plantification, I don't know, whatever, and then you go like dash identify plants, well, not bad. This is the best one, because 35, search as popularity of 35, nobody uses it. Now, nobody also uses plant, identify plant, because it's not a plural singular form issue. Nobody uses also identify plant, so it's not a problem, because if you're going to use plant and plants, it's kind of the same thing. You don't need to cover up for plural forms or single forms, but nobody uses it either way. So that's a great keyword. It's probably the best one. But obviously, if you're more focused about weeds or flowers or whatever the difference between them, I don't know. You need to know if it's your niche. I don't know. It's not my niche. But obviously, there are good opportunities. Identify flowers. Okay, if you're more focused on flowers, whatever. Identify plants is the best choice right now. And you can see, because we sorted by difficulty score, so obviously everything that is here is less difficult. And as you scroll down, you get to the most difficult one, which are Plant Identifier, obviously, with 7 apps with exact match. So no point in building an app and using Plant Identifier in your app title. And the guy here, he chose Plant Tracker, and Plant Tracker is, the top 5, the 5th most competitive app. Keyword. 2 exact matches. I mean, the score, you can see the score. I mean, what's better, 6 or whatever, 440? Yeah, 440. Or even, how much we have? 441. Yeah, well, I will take 441. So Plant Tracker obviously also has less traffic. I mean, that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying to do the good keyword research. Okay, so now what's the next thing? Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I'm going to go with identify plants. So let's say you scroll down. By the way, I give you the same tables in here as well. if you want to double check. Let's take a look. So we have this app, right? We are optimizing for it. Let's just see what we have now. So first of all, in here, you're going to see we have repeated plant. So we repeat plant twice. No point to do this. Don't repeat keywords because Apple going to extract keywords from the title and extract keywords from the title. And if they're going to see the same keyword extracted in two places, they just going to, remove duplicates. Okay, they're going to take just one version. So, and you want them to take the version from the title. So just don't put the most important keywords in the subtitle, and obviously don't repeat them. So let's say we keep the name here, and we go identify plants, okay, or you can do leafy and then identify plants, whatever. I don't think it's a big difference. And then we need a subtitle. So for the subtitle, let's see, first of all, what are the most repeated words, single words. Plant identifier we already have. Plant we have, it's covered with our plants. Care, identification. Good, care and identification, the most repeated single words. Let's see the two words. We can also look at NLP extracted. Okay, care and identification. Well, the NLP has problem with identification, but not with care. Garden care, plant tracker, 7 times. Okay, identify flowers, flower identification. Yeah, identification. And care. Care is repeated a lot of times. So care. So I would do this. I would go with identify. Sorry. Identification and care. Sorry, let me. It's not enough. I want something else. Plant identification, plant care. Okay. Identification. Disease. The word disease. Yeah, good. So we have disease 21 times. Good. So disease identification, right? By the way, yeah, it should correct mistakes. Sorry, I don't want to make any mistake. Identification. This is not a mistake, right? This is exactly how it appears. Yeah. Good. Disease identification. Come back. And care. Well, that's the best option in my opinion. Now, the metadata keywords. What do you need to do? You look in here, suggested keywords, and you just click on everything until the list is full. Now, the list is full, 95 out of 100. You have 3 more characters. Maybe you can add pro if you want, and that's it. Now, one thing, you see the word plant in here, but we have plants here. So I need to make sure that I don't allow you to make this mistake with the tool, but I'm not sure I want to, because sometimes you would want to kind of cover for the single form, the singular form or the plural form. I think it's not necessary, but in the ASO community, there is no consensus about this. From what I've seen, it does not have an impact. If you use plants, Apple gonna extract plant from it as well. So personally, I would remove it, and I will pick the next in line, like bird or picture, like pro. I don't know if pro is the one to pick here. So I'm just picture pro. Now you need to do this by, exactly by the most repeated, because you see the numbers here are the repetitions, and it's coming from the single word extractions, right? So if you pick the ones, you pick the ones for the title, the ones for your subtitles, and all of the rest should be the most repeated ones, right? Because they're gonna be more chances for them to match each other, right? So for example, plants ID or AI identification. Okay, plants, AI, care, whatever. So because we know that the word AI is repeated 96 times, you would want to have it in here to improve your rankings. Okay, you also, by the way, may want to have it in your title if you want, because maybe it's gonna improve, I don't know, conversion, or some people say it is. I don't know. I don't think so, but if you believe so, you can try this. But nevertheless, this is the entire research. So I hope I made it on time, and I hope you understand why whatever you have here could be much better with the keyword research that I've just conducted, and this should be, a better match for the app, and this should be a better match for the App Store metadata. Hope you enjoyed. Till the next time. Bye bye.